Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a really important and often confusing topic in SQL, that is null. So what are we going to cover in this topic? We are going to cover what is null, how is it different from blank or zero, and how do we use it in real world data analysis. Let's break it down step by step. So first thing first, what is null in SQL? In SQL, null means the value which is missing or unknown. It doesn't mean zero, it doesn't mean empty string, it simply means no value at all. Let's look at a quick example. So for that, let's go on screen in SQL. So let's create a table, and after creating a table we will insert some null value and not null values inside this table. So create table, and we will give this table name as practice set 1. I will give each and every query like create table insert into queries in my YouTube description box or in my comment section, so that you can just copy and paste it into your SQL database for further proceeding, right? So in this table we will be giving 3 columns. First ID, and it is like integer, then name, it is variable character, and we will give a limitation of 50 letters, and email, that too variable character, and we will give a limitation of 50 in this. So let's create this table and see if it is okay or not, or is it is showing any error. So there is no error in it. We have created the table on a proper way. As we have created the table, now let's insert some datas into this. So I am planning to insert 3 datas into it, where 1 will be null and 2 will be not null values. So insert into practice set 1, and here values will be given values 1 comma then Amit, then I am giving null here, right? Now let's do this 3 times. Second, we will give a name and a mail ID as well. As I told you, one data or one row will be null and other 2 will be having data into it. So as it is a string, we should provide commas into it, and this 3 Rahul, and let's give the mail ID for him. So as we have given the insert into query, and let's run it one by one. So it's done, it's proper, okay, done, and all 3 are properly inserted, means all 3 datas are okay with the table that we have made. So let's check it again from so as you can see, one Amit is having null as we have given null value, second Priya having a mail ID as we have given a mail ID for that, and as well as for Rahul we have provided a mail ID. So in this table, what you can see here, Amit email is not known, so we insert null. It is not empty, it is just not available. It is not blank even as well, not zero, just not available, that's it. So we have completed the first part, like what is null in SQL, and let's move to the second part of the topic, that is null versus blank versus zero. Like there is a confusion in each and everyone mind, like is null a blank or is null a zero, or can we say zero as null? So this is where people often get confused. Let me show you simple Excel style table to explain. So for that, let's go to Excel sheet. I will create a table here where you would be able to understand the difference between them. First, I will write the concept, like what concept am I talking about. Concept. We will create 3 columns in this table, meaning, and third will be treated as null or not. It will be yes or no, right? So as we have created, just a minute, let me clear it out. Yeah, treated as null. Okay, let's do it in a proper way and let's create a table. So first thing first, what concept are we talking about? We will be talking about 3 things: null, then blank. Blank means empty string. I am giving an empty string, right? And third, 0. Like what are we talking about here? For that, just yeah, right. So what is the meaning of each and every concept that are we going to talk about, and why there is a confusion? So we are here to clear confusion, not to increase the confusion. That's why I came into Excel sheet, to make sure you understand this topic properly. So what is null? What is the meaning of it? Meaning is missing value. Keep all these things in mind. What is the meaning of this and how it is being treated? Is it treated as null or not? Everything. So what is the meaning of this? Simple. It's an empty string. And what's the meaning of this? It's nothing but 0. So numeric 0. That's it. Simple. These 3 concepts are having these 3 meaning. So now the main question and the confusing part is, these 3 concepts are treated as null or not. First thing first, null. Yes, obviously null will be treated as null because null is a missing value. Keep this in mind. What is empty string? Empty string is nothing but blank, and blank, as we have discussed earlier, blank is not treated as null. So is it treated as null? No. We will give a no here. And 0, 0, what we call it? It's a numeric number, like 0. That's it. So is 0 treated as null? No, we do not treat 0 as null. So make sure you keep this thing in your mind and make sure you use this concept in the project that I will be showing you after my playlist get completed. Means each and every concept what I am teaching here will be used in the project that we will be doing at the end of the concepts video, right? So actually null is the first concept. Why? Because in my project we will be using null a lot of time and you will be really familiar with it, right? So let's get back to SQL and check this one by one, like why have we written this and what's the use of it. So we have seen that table is created and we can see the table is working perfectly without any issue. So let's run and see what is null value and how it is treated in SQL way, like in a query way, right? So in this, what if I ask you, like let's run a query and find whose email is not present. Simple it is. You will do simple thing like select everything from table where you will say email is null, because I have asked you like give me the email ID of the person where there is no data in it, I mean null value is it. So you have to write like this and run it, and let's see what output do we get. See, in this thing you notice like we get one value, that is Amit, and as the email is given null, so we received it. Same thing, what if I say give me those data where email section or email column is not null, right? Let's run it and see what data we get. Simple, we get this two data. Why? Because the email IDs of these two students are there in the table. So when the data is present in the table, it is obviously not null, right? So when we run it, we notice one thing, that Amit has returned in the output because his email is truly null. That's why. So as we have completed our second concept, that is null versus blank versus 0, right? Now let's run to the third concept, that is how to insert null in SQL, or how to block it, how to give a limitation like this column won't be able to take null values. How to do it? Let's go in SQL and see how does it work. For that we will create a second table. So let's give a line so that it will be easy for us to understand. Right. So let's create a table. What table? It is practice set 2. Practice set 2, right? So here what column name should we give? Let's give 3 column name, one order ID, second product name, and third discount. Let's run this. First order ID, and order ID are always in integer value. So yeah, order ID. Second will be product name. Product name, and product name, as the name is suggesting, it is a variable character, it is a string. So varchar, we will give 50 limitation in the product name column. And discount, we will give discount as integer because discount is also set in number. So anything which is set in number, we give integer. So we have created the table successfully, as there is no error. And right now in this you can see by default the column allows null unless you say otherwise. So in this way, let me write it for clarification. In this thing we are allowing null values. So what is about allowing null values means simple, you don't write anything related to null, just create table as it is. So this means we are allowing null values as well. And now I will show you the difference, how do we block null value. Now you will see in create table how do we block null values. So we will create one more table, create table practice set 3, and here we will give only 2 column name. Let's keep it sweet and simple. So ID given, and let's give username. Username, as the name suggesting, it is a variable character, and let's give a 50 limitation of it. And once you write the column name and the characteristic, then you have to write that is it null or not null. So here I have given not null value, right? Let me give the bracket, yeah, not null, and just run it and see is there is any error or what. No, we can see create table query returned successfully, so there is no error. But here you can see we have blocked blocked the column as not null, so we cannot insert null into this. How? Let's see. So as we have created table, let's insert some data into it, right? And let me tell you, inserting data inside this null value is easy, as well as for this as well. So let's insert some data. Insert into table name practice set 2 values. So we will be giving 3 values as usual, and first value will be null, right? 1, let's give this pen and give this null, right? 2, pencil, and let's give a discount of 10%, right? Third, rubber, and let's give this thing as suppose 15%. So let's run this. Okay, it's done. Let's run this. Okay, this is also running successfully. Yeah, this also ran successfully. So each and everything is okay, no need to worry about. So as we have inserted some data into this practice set 2, let's check it, like is everything okay or not. Yeah, so in this you can see, as we have allowed to insert null value, we can insert null value in this. Now you will be having a question like, okay, what will happen if we insert a null value inside the practice set 3, right? Everybody will be having a question, right? But before inserting the null value into this practice set 3 table, let me tell you one thing. If a column is set to not null and you try to insert a null, it will throw an error. How? Let's check it. Insert into practice set 3 values, right? And what values we will give? ID and username. Let's give a username as ABCD, right? As it is a not null value, no error will show, but right now I will show one thing, like give this as a null, right? Let's run the first thing and see what happens in it in practice set 3. Okay, it is inserting, like properly data is inserted into the table. And now the main part, let's see, as we have given not null instruction in create table, let's check, like is it really taking null value or I am just saying like that. Let's see what error it is showing. It is showing null value in column username of relation practice set 3 violates not null constraint. Failing row contains 2 comma null, which is this, right? So this is the thing. Once you have given a restriction or a limitation, right, that this column will not be able to take null value, that's it. You cannot insert null value in this, right? Sweet and simple, straight to the point, right? So like here we have learned the third concept. What was the concept about? It was about how to insert null in SQL or block it, right? As we have done insert and create table, now let's see how to find null values, right? So you will be thinking like, okay, null value, finding a null value in a table is like a filter option. You are correct, it is just a filter option, but it's not like where email equal to null. Why this topic, how to find null values, is important? Because this is the first and foremost important thing in data analytics field. Either you are doing a freelance work or either you are working in a corporate sector, this thing is important. The thing or the topic that I am going to teach right now, how to find null values. Why it is super important? Because to find null, use is null or is not null. Do not use equal to null, that doesn't work. How? Let's go and check. So as you can see in practice set 2, we have a null value, and let's run a query like select everything from practice set 3, I think practice set 2, sorry, practice set 2, where discount equal to null. Let's run this and see, like, is it working? Let's see. See, it's not working. Why? You can see one thing. In this practice set 2, one row is having null, but when we run this, I mean in practice set 2, when we run this thing and check, like, is it there or not, see, no data is showing in this. Always remember, null is not a value, it's a placeholder for unknown. Placeholder for unknown means it is being written in the table in place of unknown. Placeholder for unknown means in place of unknown we are writing null. So in this table, you know, pen is having null. Now let's write it in a proper way where discount is null. Let's run this. See, you are getting the table, I mean you are getting the row in a proper way. So this is the only way how to find null values in a table, and this is an important thing because in project we will be using this a lot of time, and in the starting phase of the project only we will use it. So make sure you remember this thing properly. Now the fifth topic, now let's move to fifth topic, like what is the use of null? Actually why should we use null, right? So use of null in SQL in data analytics, this is the fifth topic. Let me say one thing, in real world data, null are super common and handling them right is the key to good data analysis. Let's take an example where quality check is null, means the quality check is still been done and quality check is still on a proper way, and the thing, suppose in a factory a quality check is null when you find it, that means if no table shows in that quality check section, that means everything is going good and quality check has been done properly. Or second condition, like where email is null, like we have seen in data right now in the video, maybe email is null, what's the meaning of it? The data is missing or incomplete, right? Third example, discount is null. So we can see the, like, the table, I mean the filter row right now, price was not discounted, that's why null, right? So in this we can run a check for missing email in the table, right? Or we can see the missing discount in the table, so we can see it here as well, like we have done it recently. So this is useful for cleaning data before doing reporting or analysis. As I always tell you in my live stream, like I am doing data cleaning or data modification, this is what it is most important. Actually we have to do these steps earlier, so we already do it before moving into live stream, because in live stream we directly work. So I would say the main part of data analysis is data cleaning, because if you do not clean the data, you cannot explain the output, or your output will be giving you a wrong insight of what you want to find or what the client want you to find from the data. So data cleaning is must, and in data cleaning this finding null values, finding duplicates, these are the main thing, right? So let's move to the sixth topic of today's video, that is, are null counted in count aggregate? Quick tip, this is where most people get confused. So what's the difference? Like counting rows and counting a column where null value is there, that are like different thing. I would say, see, in this create table, as we have given all the values as like allowed, null values are allowed. Suppose I say like how many rows are there in this table, practice set table. You will do simple like this, select everything from practice set 2, and you will go here and you will see, okay, here null values are allowed. So let's do one thing, let's take order ID and check. Simple, you will use your common sense and do it. You will see, you will go here, you will do count, and then you will write order ID, as number of rows, and you will just run it, and you will say, yeah, there are 3 rows in this table. But what if I say you like, okay, give me the number of rows in this table by giving a count in discount column. You will say, okay, let's do this as well. Select count discount as number of rows but in discount, right? Let's run this. See what you can see in this count, like count of order ID. You will be like, okay, there are 3 rows, but when you count this discount column, you will say, oh, how this, like how is it possible it is 2 rows? Why? Because count discount, as there is a null value in it, this counts only not null discounts, means the wait means the rows which are having not null values. Not null means this 2 data which is not null value, this will only get counted. So count aggregate function work only where not null values are there, it won't count the null value. So if you want to know how many discounts are actually given, use count discounts, right? And if you want to know how many rows are there in a table, just go and check like is null value given, or is block null value given or not. Check this and then run the query, right? Like in order ID, we know null value won't be there because number of orders will be there as per the sale of a supermarket. So in this way you can know like how to count the number of rows and how to count the number of rows where null is there. So this is a good concept, I would say. Like if you want to know how many rows are there where it is not null, so go for it, go for discount section, and as you can see we have got a result of 2. In this you can know that 2 product are having discount and 1 product is having not zero discount. Discount is not given. Zero discount will be I think worst thing to say because null is not 0, right? So that is everything you need to know about null in SQL. And let's do a quick recap for this video. Quick recap, we can say, like I will be giving 3 points from this video. You can make note on this. First point is null means unknown or missing, not 0 or blank, right? Use is null to check for the datas in the output where null value is there, right? And always clean or handle null in data analysis task. So if this helped you, hit the like button, subscribe for more practical tutorials, and let me know in the comment what topic should I cover next. So bye bye, take care, and let's meet in new video.